I have been researching the subject of how the world has changed in the last few years and how this impacts brand strategy. Even put together a book based on the subject called Building Brands in a Suddenly Changed World. Today, I talk about companies that change the world. Not just any companies, but companies that were born in the last 10 to 15 years. Researching on the subject of how the world has changed made me think about the companies that were born in the last 10 to 15 years that were not just successful, that did not just make their founders billionaires, but also transform the way the world works. Welcome to Brand Restart, where I hit the restart button on brand strategy, unlocking new rules of branding for a changed world, based on my book, Building Brands in a Suddenly Changed World. These are companies that were born just over a decade ago, but make you wonder, how did we function before they existed? Then I picked a few of them to study closely. The companies that I've covered in this book are Canva, one of my favorite examples, WhatsApp, Uber, and Airbnb. Leave down in the comments other companies that have changed the world. Quick commerce, for example, but think about them and leave the companies that you can think of that have changed the way the world works. Why is Canva my favorite example? The co founder, Melanie Perkins, is born in 1987. That makes her 38 years old today. Look, the cover of this book has been designed entirely by me on Canva. How wonderful is that? I am not a graphic designer. Melanie Perkins started with this question, why can't graphic design just be easier? It sounded like a stupid question when she first asked it. Imagine all the professional graphic designers and artists who have spent years honing their skill based on a innate talent that they have being asked this question, why can't graphic design just be easier? But she stuck with her question. She and the co founders. They went after this and they have created Canva, and look where Canva is today. And the other example I said is WhatsApp. When the founder Jan Koum and Brian Acton, they began with questioning, why can't communicating with your family back home be less expensive when you travel across the world? And that question led them to create WhatsApp. Today, forget phone calls, video calls, sharing images have all become free of cost. All you need is the internet. How insane is it if you look at it in the context of where we come from? As recently as 2008, when I was working in Sri Lanka, I remember I had to download Skype on my laptop, and that was the only way to communicate. You needed both people to be on their laptops to be able to Skype, so we had to fix appointments to be able to talk. That was pretty recent for somebody who's 43 years old. That was recent. It's made distances disappear. It's made long distance bonds and connections and relationships possible to stay alive. All the WhatsApp groups that you hate because of the boring good morning and good night messages that come every day. Today you have access. My cousins from all across the world are closer than ever before because of WhatsApp. Because on a daily basis we are sharing our news from various parts of the world. Today, we stand at a place where WhatsApp has become a wonderful platform for marketers as well. That's WhatsApp. Then there's Uber. Today, it's omnipresent for us. In India, we have Ola, we have Nammayatri in Bangalore, which is a beautiful initiative. It's a community led platform by auto rickshaw drivers called Nammayatri. Then there's Rapido, which is for bikes, originally for bikes, and now they have expanded to the rest. Everybody's got all the features now, all the facilities now. But it spawned an entire industry. And whatever the controversies they may continue to sometimes face, and they went through as they were setting up and as they grew to where they are today, all these companies, what did it do? It made the life of us people better. Airbnb is another such story. So, the question that Airbnb started out with was, why can't I feel at home when I'm on vacation or when I'm traveling? And we have Airbnb. There are several other companies. As I said, please leave them in the comments and tell me their stories. But what's common about all of them is that they understood the rules and they went right ahead and broke them. And they stood their ground against all hurdles because their conviction came from the fact that people need this. The conviction was not broken by the fact that it is impossible, that the regulations are against it, that the union leaders or the company leaders or they will come in the way. They did not care about all those things. Their conviction stayed in what the audience, the customer wants. And that's a big lesson for any business and any brand strategist as well. It all comes from the consumer's voice, from the audience voice. So, any of you brand strategists out there who try to fudge research, you're totally missing the point. Even if you speak to just 5 people, even if it's just a dipstick survey, make it genuine, make it sincere, and you see the magic unfold. Be it for social media communications, be it for brand strategy, be it for business ideas. So, what's common between all these companies that I've noticed that have started in the last decade or so and have changed the world are companies that did not need advertising for their initial growth spurts. It's because your product is so good, it pointedly resolves an actual consumer need, like the need to communicate with your family. The other thing common to all these companies is that they were founded by people who are under 35 years of age. So, the lesson here is that relevance trumps life experience in this day and age. And so, as older people, we need to resist our urge to correct young people and their innocence as we would think it is. And the fact that none of these businesses needed advertising for their initial growth impact shows the lesson number 2, which is intent impacts business above all else. All these companies were rooted in the sincere intent to resolve customer problems and make their lives and our collective futures better. Companies which aim for profits without having these things in place are being called out. And the third lesson is that the status quo today is to question the status quo. All companies that have changed the world in the recent years are companies which started with a seemingly stupid question. Because the answer was always that that's a stupid question, that's impossible. Innocent questions are changing the world. To quote from my book, each of these companies enabled a world that shares, connects, and collaborates more. They helped transform us from operating with a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. That changes everything. If you like what I'm saying, then please subscribe to this channel, share it with people who you think might be interested, and I would love to see your comments. The next episode is going to be on, this article is particularly more relevant today than when I wrote it, about how seeing is disbelieving. More on that in the next episode. Cheers.